Cause I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel. I am beyond excited for our guest tonight. You have seen her once before, but just couldn't seem to get enough of her, so I decided to invite her back, and she said yes. So we have so much to talk about. This Monday is Whispers from Heaven. So this is going to be online, Zoom. If you're looking to connect to that loved one, this is an opportunity to do so. So much has been going on, and maybe they could just give you a little bit of insight or advice, letting you know that they're with you and around you. So very excited about that. And then last call, everybody. This is it. We have got the beginner circle coming up. So that starts next week. Last chance for you. And then we also have the advance. So if you're feeling really courageous and really want to put yourself out there and really grow, expand, kind of take that leap, go ahead and join me. Enough about the business here because I want to get to our guest tonight. I just admire her so much for so much that she does. She does so much for her students, for spirit, for her clients, and certainly out there ever growing to kind of help move the level of spirituality forward and upward. So excited to have her on. So please put your hands together and let's just give a nice warm welcome to Lauren Rainbow. Hello. Hi
Hello.
there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. Oh, I love the sound of your voice. You sound beautiful. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me back. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. So, what is happening in your life at the moment? How are things for you going?
We're doing great here, to be honest. We, as in me, sometimes I feel like we're more than one when we're working with spirit. It's been a blessing to be serving spirit in such a challenging time for our world, but feeling great to be of service and to help so many. So we're doing programs. As you know, the deck, we just launched a new deck, and just doing my best to help and support where I can.
Oh, and we're going to really get into that deck because it really is incredible. And I can only imagine how much effort and work and commitment it took. But before we dive in, we were talking a little bit, and I'm just curious, as a teacher, an international medium, and you take people on tours, you're writing, you have so much going on. How do you find balance in your own life?
That's a great question. And balance is something I think, Colby, as you know, we're working towards every single day. So I think when we talk about balance, the first thing to recognize is that it's a journey, it's a practice. And that it's not always a perfect thing that we have in our lives, that sometimes we have to see that balance is constantly shifting and changing. So for me, balance this year has been really about working on my physical has been a big part of adding balance to my life and taking this time to really bring some health and well-being to myself and learning that that is essential for having balance, that aspect of having health and well-being. So for me, balance right now is a practice, adding that physical into it and working every day to also enhance, as you do, I'm sure do, Colby, in connecting with spirit and bringing meditation and finding centering in sometimes this chaos. So recognizing that every day is different.
How does spirit let you know when it's time for you to rest? Like, girl, enough's enough.
They really like to slow us down when we really need it. I find I've learned over the 20 years of working with spirit to, once I get that feeling that I need to rest or to take care of myself, because as you know, when we're doing this work and we're open to spirit, it has an energetic effect on us. So if we're not taking care of our energetic being, sometimes meeting that work of service can be exhausting. So I've learned over the years to not wait for the spiritual 2x4 when my body starts to feel like I'm slow or emotionally I'm feeling drained. I'll learn to slow down my schedule and ramp up, personal care and taking care of myself. So spirit definitely has a way of tapping on the shoulders. We've all had those moments in the past when we know that they kind of pulled the rug out from under us. So I've learned to get to there sooner before they go there.
Yeah. Yeah, it never feels very good when the rug is ripped out, does it?
Absolutely. And I don't think that's ever a bad thing. I think it's when
No.
you look at some of those times, I've had moments where early years of working with spirit, I would, kind of go back to working a real job and feeling like I needed to be on that course and finding that something would shift in that work that would pull me out of it and bring me back to working with spirit. And so to me, I've always seen that direction is a key in our work, and trying to follow that alignment, which I think is what we're all about here in 2020, is understanding our heart's alignment. So always trusting that the spirit will guide you and keep pulling you back to something, even if you think you've fallen off track.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Also, though, I think, and I'm curious to see when you're playing it too safe, or when it's really time for a change, and you're not necessarily honoring that change or listening to it quick enough. I think they pull out the rug then too. Like enough, enough.
Absolutely. And I can think of a number of times where I used to say I would have to leave a job or before they shut down the business, I'd
Yes.
almost get laid off or
Yes.
moved in a different direction. But then there are also times in our lives where you have to recognize that we took those choices for a reason. We stepped into that role for a reason.
Yeah.
So I don't regret sometimes deviating from the path, because I picked up tools for the box of how to work with spirit and how to develop myself. So everything, even in our real life, when you ask about balance, is recognizing that you don't always have to be spiritual, that you can live in the physical and still gain insight from spirit and support that way. And that's been a really big thing for me this year, is recognizing I can still be grounded and
Yes.
still be present in receiving spirit.
Yeah, and that's a really great point. So now living in the physical, do you have fun with friends? Do you go to bars or go dancing? Well, other than COVID, how do you honor the physical realm for yourself?
Yeah. Having time of normalcy is, I think, utmost important for being spiritual. It's recognizing that we're not only connecting with the above, but we have to live in this plane and we have to coexist in this physical realm. It has to be a part of that balance. So for me, I've always kind of found myself really developing into anything I can do to get out with my friends, play a game of cards,
Oh, yeah.
I love going to a dance club and having a good time and finding that balance in my 20s. I think we all had our 20s and had a great time, and learning to rein that in a little bit.
Yeah.
um, but still have enjoyment. You should get out and you should have those times where you're just relaxed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be about spirit, that it can be about communing here with the living and establishing strong connection with those that we love here.
I don't know if it's more and more, or maybe more awareness of my own sensitivities or my own emotions, right? Like
Mm,
we always
yes.
say, I mean, I know you teach too, right? Like we say, oh, this, you may be more sensitive, or you're the way you receive information, things are heightened for you. But we really are sensitive. Like, how do you deal with the like, how do you deal with the sensitivity, and then in your relationships, just in general, like especially with someone who's
Yeah.
a muggle? And
Yes.
for all of our listeners out there, if you don't do this work, you're in the muggle category. Just to help out.
Well, and even if we're in the muggle energy too, emotions right now are so high.
Yes.
And I think it's important more than any time right now to recognize that we all have empathy. A lot of people will say to me, I'm an empath. And I feel like on some level, if you have the sense of compassion in your heart, you're empathic. We all have that part of our emotional component. And right now, our emotions are needing to be expressed in a healthy and safe way. So I think it's important to know that while we're working every day to be of service and to support, there isn't moments that I'm not on a couch crying for no reason, and just allowing that flow of emotion to happen right now. A lot in our world is changing, and we have to embrace the change, but that doesn't mean we can't mourn what was and release that emotion. So I'm a big proponent right now in a lot of my work and teaching is when people saying they want to cry and be emotional, I'm like, go for it. Take that moment, let it out, heal the heart that way. And I think we've been stuffing our emotions down for so long. And as mediums, as working light workers out there, having that connection to your heart and that ability to feel and to be human, I'm learning is one of my greater teachings is to allow my human side to be present, to say that I don't always smile. So I think having that emotional component and empathy and expressing right now is so key for what we're going through. And know that it's a cycle. So you're going to have happy moments, you're going to have sad moments, and to allow yourself to express that.
That's a great point and great advice, right? And
Yeah.
especially the empathy is my good girl. We need some empathy in this world at the moment too. Everybody's so quick sometimes to react, and if we can start with empathy first, our reaction may be different.
And one thing, if I can just throw this in there too, Colby, is one of the things that I've been teaching a lot is being that witness, that taking yourself a step back. We're feeling a lot of feeling because we're seeing it from such an ego moment, that to allow yourself that heart breath to step back and see it from a higher place and
Yeah.
witness with no judgment your struggle. And I think that you can begin to relate better with yourself. I think a lot of people I see, and maybe in your work as well, are judging themselves so heavily. Am I doing okay because I'm feeling? Yes, you're doing okay. Feel, my loves, feel. And that's what as we continue to open our heart, we will find that compassion for humanity. I think that's what's trying to rise to the surface in all of us right now.
Yeah, and what about those that are struggling at the moment? I did my coffee with Colby on this on Tuesday. People dealing with depression or sadness or these emotions. I mean, personally, we've got the pandemic, the COVID. I think people are realizing they do need companionship. They do need that interaction. And I
Yeah.
also feel that I think life has made a lot of people suppress things, suppress feelings, suppress emotions, maybe some things that they haven't dealt with. And because we're kind of locked in or not having that freedom, we're almost forced to deal with those things that are coming up. And so maybe
Yeah.
that's creating some of it as well. What is your advice for anyone who may be struggling at the moment?
I think to recognize that it's okay to feel. Again, that comes back to what we're just saying, that it's okay to feel the struggle.
Yeah.
We're all working through shadow right now. And I think it's finding the right resources of support too. I think the important thing is to reach out for help and support.
Yeah.
Don't do it alone.
Yeah.
I understand we feel isolated, but if there's one thing I see online is amazing resources to connect for healing, for meditation, for counseling. And so I think to honor the struggle, but to get that support wherever you feel guided to heal, and to not do this alone. I think that's one of the biggest keys about creating community and learning how to create community in a unique way. And while touch is hard, right? We're missing that ability to
Yeah.
just hug somebody.
Yeah.
And that to me is something I struggle with. I'm a hugger, and when I see my friends and my
Oh,
family, it's like Even that distant hug just doesn't quite give it that full energy. So understand and be in that, but don't do this alone. If you're there in that struggle, know that there's love for you, sending you love, and seeking resources of support to begin the journey of bringing more healing into your life. This is an amazing time to heal. So don't feel alone. Know that there's support for you, and start with the heart. Breathe into the heart, connect there, and begin to listen to what beautiful light is already there inside of you.
That's really gorgeous. That I know that's going to help so many people. And speaking of helping people, you are helping students. You're helping students develop their own gifts, develop their mediumship. And in fact, you did a deck of cards. So it is the mediumship training deck. You did it with John Holland, right? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
very exciting. And you really, they seem to really be doing well. I looked at them. I bought a set. They are beautiful,
Well, thank
stunning,
you.
and really insightful. Yes. Yeah. So, very, very insightful. Did you enjoy that project, or what was the inspiration for it? Share with us a
It was
little bit of the story.
Absolutely. And I know you've published too, Colby, so you understand the journey of bringing a child into the world in many ways, right? I first thank John. He graciously invited me to work on this deck. We had talked one night, a lovely friend. He doesn't live too far, so we spend a lot of time hanging out. And one night we were talking about this concept of teaching. We teach all the time together, and people are always asking, how do I continue development? How do I remember what to do? And so we really decided to go, what about creating either a book at first, and then it decided to become a deck, to put steps into the process of developing. And as we did this project, it's been 2 years in the making. We sat together and conceptualized how we wanted to bring a development process of not just mediumship, even though it's the mediumship training deck, it's intuition, it's like we're talking about balance and support today. There's techniques in there for everyday self-care, as mediums need. So we tried to make as cohesive as a deck that could really fit into intuitive arts and mediumship development. So it was a beautiful process. And then finding the artist to work with to create the incredible artwork that you see, and trying to also take that from a more modern place and trying something different. So it was an amazing journey. I feel blessed that it's finally made it to everybody here in the world, and it seems like it's bringing a lot of support for others. So I'm so grateful
Yeah,
for
it's
those who've
it's
already picked it up.
beautiful. Yeah, and you're right. The artistry in the cards is also just stunning. So, did you know the artist, or did you just see the work and said, "Oh, this is it. This is our person."
That was, when you're working with a publisher, and we were grateful to work with Hay House on this, and they
Yes.
kind of told us, like, go out on Instagram and just
Oh.
look, tell us. So we really didn't get handed a bunch of artists to work with. We first decided together that we wanted a very modern look to this deck, a little breakaway, because we love, the angels and brightness, but we wanted something a little more grounded.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so we found this one artist that we both found a couple on Instagram and loved their work. And this one we both honed in on in one of the images, that we love so much. And, kind of worked with him in the deck. First time, Michael Morgenstern, very amazing artist, worked on something like this as well. So it was out of this realm, and
Was
learning to
he ever like, okay, woo woo. I didn't think I'd be doing this, but okay."
Yeah, well, and trying to explain how to get energy across, right?
Mhm.
Not too much sparkle, but a little sparkle. And it was, a real pleasure though to work with him, and to be able to conceptualize the art and watch it all come together. Now in print is just fantastic.
Oh,
So
it's
yeah,
stunning. It's very beautiful. Yeah,
thank you.
gorgeous, and very informational and educational. So well done, gorgeous. And these are on Amazon, so
Yeah.
anybody can just hop on Amazon. Yeah, so congratulations on that. It's very exciting. I know it's well done. I'm going to show one more picture of it. So The mediumship training deck, everybody. John Holland, Lauren, Rainbow, and the card. Look at those cards. Are they not gorgeous? All right. How about we try taking a caller? You ready?
Absolutely. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Now listen, callers. We have a guest in the house, so we're gonna be very courteous to our guests. No speakerphone, know your question or know your connection, and just be ready. And here we go. Let's do this. Listen for your area code. Let's do that. Okay. Here we go. How about 203? Hi, 203. This is Colby and Lauren. Who is this?
This is Kelly.
Oh, good. Lauren, you can hear Kelly, correct, honey?
Yes,
Making
Kelly, how
sure.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing, We're doing great tonight.
What can we do for you, sweetheart?
So I lost my parents 5 and 6 years ago, and ever since then, I just feel like I've lost myself. I'm struggling to become the person I was before they passed,
Hmm.
and I'm just, it's trying to heal myself and find myself, and I'm having real difficulty with it. I just feel like every time I get 2 feet forward, I 3 feet back.
Okay. Well, this is really great. And we're going to let Lauren chime in here. But one of the things that first popped in is let go of trying to be who you were before they passed. I mean, you're never going to be that person again, honey. So it's about understanding
Yeah.
who you are now and bringing your best self forward now. But Lauren, what are you? Oh, she's writing. I see her over
Oh, no, I'm
there.
pulling out
She,
my cards a little bit too. I might pick a little something for Kelly,
okay,
but
she might even pick a card for you, Kelly. So let's see what Lauren's got here. Go ahead, Lauren.
well, first, Kelly, if you don't mind, can we jump into spirit with this for a moment, my love? I think I may have a father figure that's trying to connect here with you. And I know you said that both have passed, okay? Mom and dad were still together, though, in life, throughout life. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes. And would dad have passed first, my love?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have your father stepping in here. Now, he doesn't give me too old of a gentleman. I'm not sure if he's like 50s, 60s, but I kind of feel like I'm in a later middle years or so, or kind of youthful in his essence. Do you see that?
Yeah. He was
Okay.
he
And
was
would you
70,
understand?
but he was very useful.
Yes, a good looking 70, yes.
Yes,
And
very good looking.
yeah, I feel like he should stand a taller-ish gentleman, and he seems to have kind of a gentleman's personality to me. I mean, I'm getting a sense of kindness and respect, but I feel like his passing, and they both feel illness in relation to me, but I feel like his passing came upon him a bit quicker. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like
Yeah.
he either knew of mom having struggled before he passed. So I feel like I might have been tending to your mother before his passing. Do you see this?
No. Tending to my
Okay, and no
mom.
is no is fine. Just know that I'm for whatever reason feel like I have a woman in the spirit that he connects. I think it's your mom, and I just feel her struggle of health is a little more challenged, or may have had. So I don't know if it's a cancer where she came out of a remission and may have had this journey before, but I feel like he had known of your mom having an illness struggle before his passing. Can you relate to that? And Noah's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now the other thing, Kelly, do you understand another K name in the family for a woman as well that might be like a Kate Catherine kind of sound?
Yes, it's my sister Kyle.
Okay, and I get the sense of dad being a very proud, close connected papa to you too. Do you see this?
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, I know that mom is there, but I got to tell you, your dad is the strongest one with me here. The minute I heard your voice, I kind of feel like I've got you. I've got you. Now, a couple things I want to go into here, Kelly, is I sense that your dad was a hardworking gentleman and kind of someone who worked up the ladder. He really kind of grew himself. Do you see this?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, and he's kind of giving now. I don't know if there's also children here in your life, but I feel like either with you or your sister, he sees himself as a grandfather. Do you connect there as well?
Yes. Yes, he is a
Okay, and I feel
grandfather.
like I should
Mhm.
be with you on some of this, correct?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You have children, Kelly?
No, I do not.
There's a young child here he wants me to keep an eye on. So if that's with your sister, know that I feel like I also look over a young child. I'm going to try to come back to that really quick in a second. However, I got to get this out. I get the sense that he is very much trying to push you up the ladder, reminding you that I think you're made from very much the same mindset as this man. And I feel like when he was here in life, he draws you close to his chest. So I don't know if you're like the baby or kind of like the one that understood him a little bit more, but I kind of feel like I pull you close to my chest. Do you recognize this?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're asking about where you're going now, I'm going to bring this into the moment. So thank you. I wanted you to know that your dad is here with support. Very proud of you because he gives me the sense that even though you feel like you're taking 2 steps back, he kind of says you're working through a mound of change and challenge in your life. And I also intuit that in the last 3 years, you've been cleaning a lot of energy out of your life. Do you understand that, Kelly? The
Yes,
last
I
3
do.
years. Yes. Okay. So I'm intuiting here that I feel like you're at the end of a 3-year cycle. And as we're coming out of the end of 2020 and into this new energy anyway, you're kind of getting a breath of ease here. So it's almost like, hang on just a little bit longer. I'm feeling this wave of grace that's trying to lift you up a little bit. I just kind of feel like stay in the heart space right now. I know we're all hunkered down and in this kind of pandemic space where you're kind of feeling enclosed. We were just talking about this earlier, as you know, with Colby also, and just allowing yourself to breathe a little bit. The opening energy is coming for you to feel a lot more ease here. It's funny, I just picked a card from you as messages from spirit.
There you go. Perfect.
So a little perfect message that your dad is behind you. I know this sounds weird, but I don't know why I would want to call you sport. Kelly, would you have a bit of a tomboyish kind of life when you were younger?
Not really, no.
Okay. I don't want to force that, but he just kind of brings you as the one who's always there with me. It's almost like I'm able to kind of bring you up or think of the same mind. Okay. But I feel like he just wants. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I hear you. So I gotta trust this. There must be a grandson here,
Mhm.
or is there
Okay.
a son, a grandson
That's
or son?
that's past or living?
No, here in the living, my love. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, yes. He has 3 grandsons.
Okay. There's one here. I hear you. He's like, there's one that he also draws close through him toward the end. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. And that's where I'm also kind of feeling this other one that I want to recognize and send a lot of love to right now. I mean, all of the family, please know, obviously, they love all of the family, but there's just a little extra energy here. But he's with you, my love. And Kelly, hang in there. Colby, I'll also give a second. Is there anything that you're intuiting here that you want to add?
Oh, I think you really covered it. I want to try to get as many callers as we can because you are such a gem. But Kelly, listen, you know if dad's there, mom is there too, right? Like we already
Absolutely.
know that. And just, be kind and patient with yourself, but maybe just stop letting go of who you were because you're trying. I
Mm,
I believe that they're pushing you forward and in a way that allow yourself to have that joy. Just know your parents, right? They would want you to laugh and have joy and be present and do all those wonderful things, right? That's the best way to even honor them. So just keep being kind to
Yes.
yourself and keep playing and just know that your dad and mom are around you, okay, honey?
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. I really needed this. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah,
thank
wonderful
you,
message
Kelly.
by Lauren. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye. Lauren, it is. I mean, can you even imagine losing, both parents and so close? I'm sure it's very hard on her.
Absolutely. And knowing that they're still there and just keeping us strong right now is so key.
Yes, absolutely. So let us try to grab another caller here. Here we go. 781. Hey, 781. This is Lauren and Colby. Who is this?
It's Nina.
Hi, Nina. How you doing, baby doll?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, what can we do for you tonight, hon?
So, 5 years ago, I lost my twin sister, and like the last 2 or 3 years, I've been working on my mediumship, and I feel that she has brought me to this. But my struggle has been with trying to connect with her or getting a message from her or bringing her through.
Um,
Oh,
I'm struggling with it.
all right. So let me tell you this, and then we're gonna let Lauren do her thing, okay? So I know why you mean like you're having trouble connecting to her directly. Is that correct?
Correct,
Okay, girl, let me tell
correct.
you why. I already know this. I'm kind of cheating only because I know this because I had a student that was a mother that lost her son, and she had the exact same thing, and she couldn't figure out why because she could connect to other people's loved ones. Because if you were to connect to her directly and be able to do it, it wouldn't push you outside to go and connect and help other people, right? So she's creating that quest silently to help get you out there, put you in that forefront, make sure you're set to get out there and help other people. And then when she feels like you're at a good place, she's going to pop in and say hello directly.
You so have nailed her character. I
Oh
love
yeah.
it.
It is like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because I know you. She'll call you a cheater. It's not me calling you a cheater. I know what you're like. You'll totally cheat and you won't do it and blah, blah, blah. So, anyhow, let's let Lauren chime in here.
Well, no, I
So-
mean, oh my God, Colby, I was gonna say, I think you hit that. I was listening to that, going, that totally makes sense. We have our loved ones, and I've received messages from other mediums, or I get signs from them all the time, but it's never like, oh, hi, how are you? Like they're standing right there, like when I'm in mediumship communication. But just to see if there's a little sense here, Nina, your sister, was she? Am I getting correct? Or there's a woman that's stepping in, that kind of a vibrant energy or essence about her. Would you understand that? Your sister kind of being outward and outgoing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I was just getting this character of a woman coming in, and I'm like, I was just saying, as Colby was talking, I feel like the two of them would get along very well. I have a woman here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's very vibrant, Nina, and I kind of feel like she could talk a mile a minute. Would you understand this?
Yes.
Yeah, and she almost feels like that. It's interesting. We got a little bit of the push from spirit tonight with the last gentleman too. I kind of feel like in your life, I don't know if she's the older sister, but she kind of puts an older energy on you. Do you see that?
yeah, like technically you're minutes,
my
right?
God.
Because you're a twin. Are you
Oh, that's
technically?
right.
Yeah, but I bet you she's technically the older sister, isn't she?
Well, I'm actually technically the older sister, but only because she said she kicked me out first.
Well, I don't want to say she just kind of feels like in life, though, that I feel like she always was cheering you on anyway. There's this sense that
Yes.
she always wanted to kind of lift you up. And I feel like in a loving way had great admiration for you. Do you see that?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
laughing
Go ahead.
because I feel like her passing was sudden. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm laughing because it's like she's seriously like, listen, I wasn't done talking. So I'm gonna keep talking to you and get you out there and make sure you talk to everybody because I wasn't finished. I wasn't finished with what I needed to say.
Yes. Yes. That's her.
Yeah. Go ahead. You go.
We're like, I just have this one piece here, and then we'll go back to there. Were you not identical or twins in that you lived and looked or dressed very differently? You didn't have the identical thing going on?
No, we definitely had the identical thing going on. We dressed alike.
Why do
We
I feel like
sound alike.
towards the
We
end,
look
she
exactly
almost
alike.
feels like, okay. And I'm sure as twins there's the look, but she feels like at the end there's a breakaway somehow in how we did something. So I wasn't sure if somebody started a different look or had a different hairstyle, but I feel like she kind of sees a little bit of a shift or change before she passed. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel like it's almost like we started to go in a little bit of a different direction before. It's almost a weird internal knowing. So I just wanted to see if that made sense. Colby, my love, I'm sorry. What were you going to add in there?
Well, it's kind of along the same
It
lines.
does make us.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Answer, Nina.
It does make sense. We actually had a falling out
Oh.
right before she was murdered.
Mm.
And it was tragic. Okay, yeah.
One thing to do is that obviously not hold on to that, right? Don't hold on to those
Right.
words you had, that anger. First of all, you guys are young anyway, right? So don't hold on to all of that. But at the end of the day, she's still going to get the last word in. right? Because that's just how she
Yes.
rolls. But is there something with your names? Like you're Nina, is she Gina? Or is there something with the names that is like very similar as well?
So I go by Nina Star, which is actually my nickname and her nickname together.
Ah, there we go. So she knows you do this, okay? So she's aware of
Yes,
this.
yes,
So I think this is something, oh, she just gave chills because this must have been something you did after she passed. Is that right?
correct.
Okay, so she's just letting you know she does this. She knows about this, okay, sweetheart? And there's
Yes.
also just the thing, you got to know. We all know her personality. It's like she's an Aries, but you would be the same sign. You just feel to be very different. But I just get this sense you got to also know she's your biggest cheerleader. All right. She's really there with you and for you. Okay. And
Okay.
Lauren, why don't you pull a card for her training, for her mediumship
Yeah,
training?
absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, and I was just kind of, as I'm just kind of grabbing one here for you. Am I correct also, my love, that she in her own way had a sense of instinct and intuition? Because I feel like this was in both of you, but it's kind of a very natural way. So it seems like her passing has created awakening, but she kind of feels like she too had an inner sense. Would you understand that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, when she was here, we both left mediums and we went to go see several. And then, 2 years. So the trial took about 2 years. So on like the third year is when I really felt a calling for the mediumship, and I've been studying since.
Yeah.
Right. Well, look at what you picked. Blending with spirit,
Oh.
which, I think, as you know, as a medium is one of the techniques of working, but I love this of the two images of the faces coming together. So I think it's just a great sign that she's still there with you, honey, and blended in that energy with you. So I think she'll always, like Colby said, they're inspiring you to grow and support you, even though we don't always know they're there or feel them in the same way.
Yeah.
They're absolutely our best cheerleaders in spirit.
Yeah. And
I love it. Thank you so much.
yeah, real quick, you knew when she passed, didn't you? Did you feel it?
I,
You got a
I
pang?
did.
Was it a
Actually I
pang
did.
in your chest or something?
Yeah, it was a dream. I woke up from almost like from her calling me in a dream.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So she did call you. She was with you. I
She
believe
did, yes.
just so you know, I just believe she was making peace. I feel like she was calling you and also making peace so that you could be free from any guilt or worry that you may have been carrying, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, and keep wearing her necklace. Are you wearing the necklace or her ring? She said keep
Oh
wearing
my
it.
gosh. Her
Okay.
ring. I wear her ring all the time.
Okay. She said keep wearing it. Keep wearing it.
Thank
All right.
you.
Lots of love. And it's no coincidence you got blending with spirit. I mean, you got to look at that card. It's literally two faces and it's incredible. I mean, so that is like a sign in itself.
I'm searching my text for it right now.
There you go. If you don't have that deck, honey, you need to get that deck. Your sister's going to eat that one up.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Lots of love to you, hon. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Love.
Oh, I love that. And then how crazy, Lauren, that it would be that card, right?
I love how the universe just works. What a great, symbol of validation there. So yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Let's do one more caller. Okay, sound good? All right. Here we go.
Absolutely.
559. Hey, 559. This is Colby and Lauren. Who is this?
This is Alexi.
Hi, Alexi. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys?
Good. What can Lauren and I do for you tonight?
I didn't have any specific questions. I was just seeing if I could get a connection or if you had anything.
Okay, normally we ask for something specific. So is there a specific person you would like to connect to?
Okay. Well, I guess if my grandmother.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, let's see what we get. And then Lauren can also pull a card, see who steps forward. Lauren, do you have anything yet that you
Yeah,
want to share? Okay.
well, actually, there's something coming in, Alexi. I know you're looking for grandma, but I got to tell you, I've got a gentleman who's connecting here. And I'm not sure if this is someone who brings grandma in, but I'm going to try to see if we can get a communication here. I've got a gentleman who's connecting here who passes a bit fast or nearly unexpected to the spirit around you. I'm not feeling super old. I'm not sure if I'm kind of 40s, 50s, perhaps. And I feel like this has a bit of a trauma to it. There may have been either like a fall or a head injury or something that kind of brings to the head or the brain. Do you understand any of this so far, my love?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. So we'll reach out for grandma, but please take a moment to think of a gentleman who's passed around your family, okay? That I think
Sure.
has something to
Yep.
do around a head concern, okay? Would this be the
Okay.
grandmother on your mom's side?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just asked for grandma and I felt mom's side step in here. And I've got a woman who still feels rather strong through most of her elderly journey. But I'm not feeling also like she's 90 plus. I might be like late 70s, 80s age passing if I'm not in a little touch younger or very strong in her spirit. Would you know this?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And you understand that I feel like she doesn't quite come in to take over as taking care for you, but there was a lot of time spent around this woman. Do you see this also?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. She's also giving me the impression here. I feel like I'm sorry to be stubborn, but it usually pays off. I believe the gentleman may be connected somewhere to this woman or your mom's side of the family. So if you check in with other family members, see if there's something that may pop up there, Alexi. And do you understand an R name that would connect around the family here as well? Like a Robert, Bob, or someone that she would try to recognize?
Yes, Robert. Yep.
Okay.
That
Yes.
was her father's
And
name.
Okay.
okay, so just her sense of showing that there are folks there around here.
I'm really
I
quick.
get the
I just want to jump in here real
yes, please,
quick. Just
Colby.
Alexi, would you happen to know her father, how he passed at all, sweetheart? Would you happen to know if that was a bit of an injury or a head injury, or do you not know that?
Yep. So he passed. He has had Alzheimer's.
Oh, Alzheimer's. So in the head.
He was. Yep.
Okay.
And then
So
also her brother's name was Robert as well, Bob. But he's still living.
no, but
Okay.
when I believe, and she can tune in, but maybe she was bringing through your grandmother's father, who is in spirit, to kind of
Yep.
say, hey, the grandmother's with him, right?
Yep.
Okay, because I
Yep.
could see Alzheimer's being head trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it came on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lauren, go ahead.
No, thank you, Colby. And so, yeah, I just get the sense too that she seems to be the head of the family. This woman, would you understand that? She's kind of
100%. Yep.
yeah. I feel like she just perched in like I keep my hands in everybody's information. I know what's going on. I try not to push too much, but I do know what's going on. You understand?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I get the impression here, by the way, that she always has kind of taught a lot of things to you when you were young. I kind of feel like I don't know if it's like even like teaching how to cook or how to like be around the house, but I feel like I try to teach to you a lot of what I know. You understand this also?
Sure.
Okay. I also feel like she was a quietly brilliant woman, as I say, very aware, but very quiet about that. She likes to keep a lot of things, to herself. You see this? Okay. And I keep wanting to talk about the diamond that you may have of hers.
I have her wedding rings. I wear them.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Yep.
just felt like I was sitting here going, there's diamonds of mine with you.
There you go.
Wow.
Which gives me the impression they're in a
Yeah.
very good space with you. I
Mhm.
love this woman, and I think that she is fantastic and super, like, again, showing you love, support. But to me, I feel so proud. She gives me the sense that you also are in a way of service to people. Do you see this?
Yeah. I'm in social work. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like you're in service to people in a very different way. It's been a lot that you're plowing through right now, but she just thinks of you as a trooper. I feel like she looks at you as amazing. And there's a sense of, I feel intuitively, by the way, this is coming up and she's bringing that in. I felt intuitively that you're coming into a place of growth in the next few months here to a year. So, Alexi, I feel like she's just so amazed by you and so proud of the service that you're doing and surrounding you you with a lot of love. I keep also wanting to talk about the candle that's connected to her. So I don't know if it's someone that keeps lighting a candle to her or something, but she keeps showing this to me. Can you understand that?
Not off the top of my head, no.
No worries. No worries. We'll leave that there with you. Colby, I know we're
Yes.
almost done. Is
Yeah,
there
we're
anything that you
almost
want to add
done.
into that?
All I wanna say is, Alexi, I believe the social work is good for you, honey, but I also believe you're really gifted too. Your grandmother just gives me a sense that you have a natural gift too, so maybe play with it a bit more, okay? Believe that there's a sense that maybe it's time to look for a new position or time to change jobs. It just feels like you're a little ready to move on. Does that make sense around the workplace?
Absolutely. I'm kind of I just had a baby recently, so
Ah.
I'm in a time of transition right now and just trying to figure out like what is going on. So
Yes.
absolutely. Yep.
There you go. So just keep, trusting that, that kind of feeling that you're getting like, do I really want to go back or can I do something else? It's yes, you can do something else.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots of love to you. And then one last thing. Did the baby have your grandma's name or did you give part of that name to the baby? Like maybe her middle name or something? Or whose name connects to the grandma?
So his middle name is Jesse, which was her mother's name.
There you go. Okay, perfect. So just know she knows this, all right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thank you.
there you go, sweetheart. Lots of love to you. Congratulations, mama. Congrats. And have a
Yeah.
beautiful night. It's not your only one,
You
though.
as well.
Just
Thank you
saying.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lauren, that's wonder. Oh my God, doesn't time fly by
know,
so
right?
quickly when we're together? It just flies by, right?
Right?
Lots of powerful connections you had tonight with everyone.
Likewise.
When she mentioned that, when you said the name and then she mentioned the grandmother's, I was like, oh, that's who it is. Oh,
Sometimes they just line right up when you follow the evidence. It's almost like they try to line it up sometimes.
yeah. Well, they're just like because you're saying, look, I'll leave it with you. Ask other people. And then she'll so again, not to put pressure on you, she'll give you the next bit that helps connect the dots.
Yep.
It's wonderful, but such a pleasure to have you on. I'm so grateful and thank you for taking the time. And I really appreciate it. And listen, everybody, run out, get that deck. The mediumship training deck, John Holland, Lauren Rainbow. You can get it on Amazon. And Lauren, thank you so much and have a beautiful, beautiful night, okay?
Likewise, so much love to you and everybody out there. Thank you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, let everyone know where they can find you on social media and your website, please.
LaurenRainbow.com and Lauren Rainbow Medium on Instagram and Facebook.
I love it. I love it. Well, lots of love and have a beautiful night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.